We've been trying for a long while to get in touch with Qari Ziyaad Patel to give us an update on the situation in Turkey and the aid that Al-Imdaad has been taking to a van in Turkey. We have confirmation that Qari Ziyaad joins us on the line. We welcome him to the program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to yourself, Maulana, and all our listeners out there.
Qari, can you begin by telling us a bit about Van, Turkey? Where is it situated and how far from Istanbul?
Van is actually on the eastern part of Turkey. Right now we're in freezing temperatures, anything between -5 and -10 degrees. There was snow here as well a few days back. The conditions are extremely freezing, very, very, very cold. It's about a 2-hour flight from Istanbul to this part. And what I would like the listeners to also know is that this area has been very vulnerable to earthquakes in the past. You can go back in history and see this area has always been vulnerable to earthquakes.
Yes. Now, this story with regards to the earthquake in this part of Turkey, it flashed up on the media, and then very quickly it was gone from the media. Is it part of one of your aims to create awareness on the situation in Van in Turkey?
Yes, in fact, Maulana, one of our prime reasons for coming through here to Van is to create an awareness. And alhamdulillah, with our Turkish partners here on the ground, they've made this request to us. They said, please go out there and inform the Ummah that this is the plight of the people in Van. Just to give you a little indication of what actually is happening here. Plus minus 35,000 dwellings have been completely destroyed or inhabitable. This is the situation at the moment as we speak. That means up to 35,000 families had to leave from the city of Van and move out to the outskirts. What we also find here is that there's a lot of destruction, a lot of buildings have collapsed, and virtually there are hardly much of the residents now staying in the city center or in Van. And the ones who are out there who are homeless, alhamdulillah, the Al-Imdaad Foundation with its ground partners had managed to filter in snow-resistant tents. Alhamdulillah, these are very, very high-quality tents because remember, this is the time a lot of snow comes through. So alhamdulillah, we've been providing snow-resistant tents to these homeless people. In some areas, they have very, very minute tent cities, and in other areas, just maybe in the back of the people's homes, a tent has been set up. This is a condition as we speak right now, Maulana. The conditions are very, very, very cold. I tell you, as I'm speaking to you, I'm actually freezing away. That's how cold it is right now. And we feel so much more sorry for the people who are homeless and who are now having to sleep in these tents, because nearly every dwelling in the city has become inhabitable.
Yes, situation rather desperate at the moment now. What sort of response has Al-Imdaad been giving to them? What sort of aid have you been taking to the people of Van?
Maulana, many people may ask why did Al-Imdaad not respond immediately. The Al-Imdaad Foundation, we have a very strict protocol and procedures how we deal with disasters. The first thing which happened was when the first earthquake struck, the Turkish authorities felt that they could purely deal with the situation themselves. But when the second earthquake came in and struck the region, then they began accepting foreign aid. And that is the time when we, alhamdulillah, the Al-Imdaad Foundation and its various offices in Australia and the UK mobilized itself and got on the way to try and assist our people here. Alhamdulillah, we are partnered with a very, very reputable organization, which is one of the main, one of the biggest organizations here in Turkey, which is also partnering with Al-Imdaad Foundation on the Coalition for Somalia, which has been structured by the OIC. So it is a fellow partner in the umbrella of the OIC. So alhamdulillah, they made this appeal to us as well, and they've asked us to come through and also assist. So when the second earthquake took place, we mobilized our teams immediately, and we got underway with this project. And alhamdulillah, I tell you, it is such a feeling of relief within our hearts to know that alhamdulillah, the Al-Imdaad Foundation is that organization which does not only concentrate on those disasters with the media hype. Remember here, there's been no media hype at all. In fact, this disaster, to some extent, it missed the media radar. And I would like to say this, it missed the media radar. For what reasons we cannot say. And media, normally they choose to highlight certain disasters, and sometimes they choose not to highlight a disaster. But we had felt that where the media hype stops or the media dust has settled, that is when the real work begins. For example, if we analyze the situation in Somalia, we see that in the month of Ramadan, the Western media made a very, very big hype about it. And when the hype was up there, the entire world concentrated on Somalia. And once the media moved its focus away to another area, NGOs pulled out. But the Al-Imdaad Foundation had taken an undertaking that for the next 36 months, it will base itself in Somalia and carry on with the work. Then you go one step back. If you analyze what happened at the time of the tsunami in 2004, from the time of the tsunami in 2004 up till now, the Al-Imdaad Foundation is still working in Indonesia. We cannot just go into an area when the media is concentrating on the entire problem, do a little bit of work and move out. We need to help and assist people in a sustainable manner. And let me tell you, Allah Ta'ala Azza wa Jalla will give you barakah in this. And we at the Al-Imdaad Foundation, we've seen this numerous occasions, the barakah which Allah Ta'ala Azza wa Jalla gives you in your resources in trying to assist people. So therefore, even here in Turkey, although this missed the media radar, Alhamdulillah, we have always been looking to deliver aid into areas where no aid has gone, or especially to those disasters where there's no media hype made about it. But the people in this area have asked us, go out there and make some awareness of the plight of the people of this area, because the only time they will begin repairing of homes or rebuilding of homes is after March. Yeah. So that leaves them in the entire winter months and the entire winter season in a very vulnerable position and stay out there within the cold. Alhamdulillah, the wet feeding had been taking place. It was an excellent feeling to know that from South Africa, a small community of Muslims in South Africa are mobilizing their resources where people are in real need.
Yes, it's really heartwarming to hear the effort and the contribution of the South African community in the form of Al-Imdaad. Now, just to share with us with regards to some of these people, is there anything particular that touched your heart in any way that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Maulana, you know, this area of what we have been told and what we have learned over the last few days, there's a very famous sheikh here in Turkey named Sheikh Mahmoud Effendi, and what the residents in this area have told us, a lot of people are the murids of Sheikh Mahmoud Effendi. And Alhamdulillah, you find that the people in this part of the eastern part of the country are extremely warm-hearted, very receptive, you know, very welcoming, and very, very much appreciative. Very, very much appreciative. In fact, we know, Alhamdulillah, our teams have been going out ourselves and even erecting the tents for these families. Alhamdulillah, it takes us so we become, I would say, Alhamdulillah, experts in doing this now. We are actually going out into the areas ourselves. We just got back right now from an area, a village, which has been completely destroyed. And it's even quite sad to know that the masjid was damaged. So Alhamdulillah, we've been moving into these areas, erecting the tents for these people. And Wallahi, Maulana, I tell you what touched my heart is when these ladies and these old women come out and they lift their hands and they make dua. Wallahi, when those people make that dua, I tell you, it really touches our hearts, and it makes us feel that nevertheless we should go that one step further and help these people. And Maulana, the same feeling which I find here, I've also noticed this in Somalia, we've noticed this in other areas of the world, that the people, the Muslim Ummah, especially the old people, they will really come out and from their hearts make that heartfelt dua for the Muslim community of South Africa.
Yes, we can well imagine what source of motivation that is for yourself and the team. Qari Sahib, Jazakallah khair for your time. Keep doing the good work that you are.
Jazakallah khair, and once again as well to Radio Islam, and we will leave this the onus and the responsibility also Radio Islam and our various media outlets out there to carry on the awareness of the plight of the people of one, because unfortunately it missed the media radar at times. But I know Radio Islam has always been at the forefront. Wallahi, radio has always been at the forefront of highlighting the work of the Al-Imdaad Foundation, highlighting the plight of Muslims across the globe. So Wallahi, we take this opportunity of also saluting the radio station. Wallahi, I myself in my personal capacity and on the capacity from the Al-Imdaad Foundation, its trustees and its recipients. Most importantly, its recipients. We want to take our hats off for the radio station, Radio Islam. May Allah Ta'ala take the radio station to greater heights. You are also doing a fantastic job by letting the Ummah know what is happening across the globe, and especially to Muslim areas. And if anyone wants further information, you're most welcome to log on to our website, www.alimdaad.com, or you can call up our call center, 0861-786-243. That number again, 0861-786-243. And inshallah ta'ala, whatever it is, we are out there to assist you and report to you.
Qari Sahib, Jazakallah khair for your time, and we'll continue encouraging our listeners to contribute in whatever way they are able to do that. Keep well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Qari Ziyaad Patel, part of the Al-Imdaad Foundation team in Van in Turkey, give us an update over the situation as well as sharing insight as to what has transpired and how the media has covered this and not really covered this. That is the trends of the media, where they switch on the light and they switch it off, and if they don't want